Hello and welcome everyone back to Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer. We are on day 2 of our investigation into the serial killings and we have plenty of things to do. So let's talk to Mildred
I'll let her sleep
and get our day going. What is officially on our list? Gotta investigate Deborah's cabin, investigate Verdant Street, investigate Constance Hill, investigate the church, and ask Meadow about the mirror. Okay. Let's get it going. We had a bit of a nightmare last night, so there's that. We also seem to have a message on the answering machine.
Let's see here.
This is Orson Taylor. I only have one thing to say to you. Eat shit and die. Yeah, you heard me. I'm sick of being harassed by vultures like you. Stay the hell away from me and my family.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it, bud. No need to be an asshole.
Okay, so that is the husband of the first victim.
Let's see what this other message says.
Hey, Josh here. Busy day today, but I'll swing by your office tonight after my shift, alright? See you later.
Okay.
That's better. Hopefully he can give me some insight on Pyre. Alright, that's it for messages.
That's good news. There's something here, a note.
What's this? Pyre is the key. T. Damn. This T knows what I'm up to. The question is, are they friend or foe?
T. Interesting. Now we have a mysterious follower. That doesn't make things easier, but certainly more interesting. So the question is where to start. We have the Club of Hearts there, but that won't... we have to wait a couple of days. They open on Friday. That was Jane Doe, Deborah, Eric. That's Meadow's trailer. Downtown. All right, we can't go to the motel. So then... lost track of time on the road again. Achievement, Steam achievement, probably for hanging out on this screen. I guess then, so that is the third victim, so this was the second victim. So let's go to Verdant Street first. And kind of go from there. Okay.
Well, those poor things are beyond help. A missing cat, roommate wanted, junk for sale. Oh, and a Rachel complaining about neighbors blasting satanic death cult metal music.
Oh,
I gotta meet this neighbor, and maybe bring my boombox for good measure.
exactly. Compare notes. Could go up there.
Standard issue forensic seal. If somebody unauthorized is caught breaking this, they're going to jail. Eric Holloway.
Gotcha.
Notes left from friends and family. Nothing in particular stands out. Notes left from friends and family.
Also, we have
Nothing
mail.
but overdue bills. I don't think that's worth tampering with. Eric's apartment under lock and seal. I always wanted to get a chance to use one of those things. Make a real mess somewhere.
Right? Checking if there's anything else here to the side. No. What does the nameplate say?
Rachel Wang.
Rachel Wang.
Hooked on Jesus, huh? Guess they'd get along with Eileen. Standard issue mail slot. I have the same type back at the office. The next door neighbor of Eric. No reason to bother them unless I have reason to believe they knew Eric well.
Actually, why don't we... can we throw in Eileen's card?
Not sure why I'd want to do that.
Thought maybe they can reach out to Eileen, but that could also be something that we can do later. Let's go to the roof. That's where it actually happened. Where he was pushed down.
Pretty tasteless if it wasn't here before the murder.
More graffiti.
Frag. Boy, this person gets around. I've seen their work all over town.
That's interesting.
Tons of spent candles. After dark, this little shrine must have looked quite nice under candlelight. Hello, Eric. Sorry you had to die like this. All dried up. No surprise, it's been months since the murder.
Yeah.
It's all generic condolences. Except this note here.
Oh? What does it
I
say?
miss you. It should have been us. May God watch over you. R.W.
Rachel
Oh.
Wang.
That must be Rachel Wang downstairs.
Yeah.
I should go have a chat with her.
Let's join the Wang gang.
God, I wish my apartment building had working AC. Been nagging my landlord for months about it. I think I'll save my climbing quota for later.
Okay. Well, let's talk to Miss Wang.
Hooked on.
Let's see.
Who is it?
Hey, I just want to talk about Eric. I'm a private investigator.
No more detectives. Please, go away.
She sounds very young.
Well, that went well. I guess she doesn't trust people in my line of work.
Maybe now we can give her Eileen's card.
I better look at the card first. It's Eileen's business card. Eileen Summers, junior reporter. Her work number here might be useful. I'll add it to my notebook.
Oh. Should have looked at it earlier.
There's a Bible quote printed on the back. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32.
Well, let's try this. There we go. I had the right hunch.
Hey, it's Rachel, right? I dropped my card in your mailbox. I just want to talk.
You're a Christian reporter? What do you want?
Only to talk to you about Eric. It's for a story, a respectful one.
Oh, I suppose that would be all right.
I'm glad. Could you open the door? It's hard for me to hear you out here.
Okay, a little trickery.
Could you wash your hands? I can't risk getting any germs in here.
Okay.
Of course. Can I come in?
No, I prefer it like this. I have a weak immune system.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. Ask your questions then.
Okay, let's go.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
Only that he's an irredeemable demon. I have faith that when his time comes, God will judge him harshly for all the misery he has caused.
What about Deborah Sinclair?
Do you know Deborah Sinclair, the author?
I've heard her name, but I'm not much of a reader.
Anything about the Jane Doe?
What do you know about Jane Doe, the fourth Soothsayer victim?
I heard she was burned alive. I can't imagine the pain.
What about Benedict Townsend?
What do you know about Benedict Townsend, the deacon killed by the Soothsayer?
I know that he was a prominent figure in charity work all around Cassidy. My pastor even held a sermon in his memory.
Do you know anything about scrying mirrors?
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
foul implements used for witchcraft and black magic. You should steer clear of them.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I've heard of it, but I belong to a different church.
So what can you tell me about Eric Holloway?
So, let's talk about Eric.
All right, what do you want to know?
What was Eric like as a person?
What was Eric like as a person?
Oh, he was just such a kind, loving man. Not a bad bone in his body. He had so much going for him, but then bad things happened, sending him down a dark path.
What bad things?
Yeah.
Sarah, the girl he was planning to marry, she killed herself.
Oh, damn. How did he cope with that?
He became depressed. I did my best to help. Tried so hard to be his friend and bring Jesus into his life, but he wouldn't let me.
I see. What happened next?
He started doing drugs. He was out of it on more than one occasion, acting all confused out in the hallway. One time, he was so messed up, I had to help him to his bed. I saw lots of paraphernalia.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot
Well,
indeed.
then there was all the women, of course. All those filthy harlots and temptresses. They just couldn't leave him alone.
Okay. What kind of relationship did you have with Eric?
What kind of relationship did you have with Eric?
I loved Eric. I truly did, with all my heart.
But it wasn't reciprocated?
I know it was, deep down. He just couldn't find a way to convey it. I'm sure he would have realized that one day we were meant to be together, if it wasn't for all those despicable floozies.
Okay, sounds like a little bit of envy there. What can you tell me about Eric's murder?
What can you tell me about Eric's murder?
I wish I had something to share about that horrible day, but I was out like a light after taking something to help me sleep. If I'd had been awake, maybe I could have done something.
It wasn't your fault, Rachel. When did you first learn about Eric's death?
The morning after. I didn't see his body, which I'm grateful for. I did witness the blood, though, which was horrific enough.
I can imagine.
It's probably not what you want to
Did
see.
you notice anything out of the ordinary during the days before the murder?
No, nothing. Eric and I hadn't spoken for a while.
Interesting. Was Eric seeing a lot of women when he died?
Was Eric seeing a lot of women when he died?
Too many to count. They kept dragging him back into sin. I prayed and I prayed, but they kept on coming. It didn't end until one of those Jezebels killed him. I know it in my heart. That's what happened.
Did any of the women stick out in some way? Maybe one of them acted suspicious?
Not that I can remember. I'd have to check my... No.
Excuse me?
You'd have to check your... what? Your diary?
I misspoke. Don't mind me. I
Oh, come
get
on.
confused sometimes.
Okay. Okay. Are you familiar with Rose Taylor?
What do you know about Rose Taylor,
By any
the
chance?
first Soothsayer victim?
Not much. I just know that the police think that she was stabbed to death by the same person that murdered Eric.
Okay. Heard of the motel?
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
That's where the first victim of the Soothsayer was staying. I don't know much else than that, though.
What about Pyre?
Have you ever heard of a drug called Pyre?
Goodness, no. I want nothing to do with drugs.
Are you familiar with Hannah Verdew?
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
No, I haven't heard that name before.
Maybe the Club of Hearts?
Have you heard of the Club of Hearts?
I haven't. Never been there.
What about yourself? Tell me about yourself.
What can you tell me about yourself, Rachel?
Well, my family is Korean. We belong to a Methodist church. As for me personally, I guess I'm not that interesting. I don't go out much.
Due to your immune system?
Yes, not that any of the doctors believe me. Agents of Satan.
Of course.
Uh-huh. What do you do to support yourself then?
I've been between jobs for a while now. I get help from my family in the church.
Okay.
I don't want to ask her about that. I've noticed quite a few tokens of remembrance around. It seems Eric will be missed.
You don't know the half of it. This place is nothing but a hollow shell without him.
I don't want to ask her. I can see that no one has moved into Eric's apartment yet.
Not yet. No. The police haven't allowed it.
I don't want to ask her.
Anything else?
I don't want to show that to her. I don't want to show that.
Probably not.
That's all my questions. Thanks.
I think that's
You're
all
welcome.
for now.
Bye now, and God bless you.
Yeah. You too. Poor girl, this Rachel. She seems to have quite a few issues. I'm not sure how reliable her information on Eric is.
Yeah.
In any case, I think I'm done here for today.
Still interesting though, gave us some insight. Was meeting a bunch of people. We have a confirmation of a drug use there. So, Deborah's cabin, Constance Hill.
I should look for any clues related to Jane Doe's
Oh,
death
right.
at Constance Hill.
That's what it was. Okay. So, that will be our next... yeah, no, first the church, I guess. That's where we go next. King of Kings. We will fit right in here, I'm sure.
The King of Kings Catholic Church, established 1904. Rows and rows of buried folks. Makes me think of Grandma. I'm glad I got a chance to reconnect with her a few years ago.
Let's see the
Not a
mausoleum.
fan of mausoleums. Some bad shit went down last time I hung out in one of those.
See this.
This place is smack dab in the middle of the city, huh?
Well, I guess that makes sense if it's that old.
Not sure what that building is, but it looks related to the church. Looks like someone is having engine trouble. There's an open toolbox on the driver's seat. Stained glass windows. With a new paint job and the right lighting, I bet this place could make a killer nightclub. Oh, and I've got the best name for it too. The Song of Sin. Premier Cassidy nightclub. 24/7 satanic death metal.
Love it. I'm in.
So that's the King of Kings. He doesn't look very regal.
Okay. Let's talk to this priest.
Hey there. How's it going?
No time to chat, young lady. I gotta get this old bird up and running. You'll have to come back later.
Engine trouble? Can I help?
Maybe so. As long as you aren't a complete dimwit. See that toolbox?
Okay.
Yeah, what about it?
It's real simple. I'll ask you for tools. You hand them over, one by one.
No problem. Sounds easy enough.
Right.
Good. Just don't hand me the wrong thing. That would be an abject disaster.
I think I
Okay,
can handle
buddy.
it. I happen to know a thing or two about engines.
That's so. There should be smooth sailing then. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Still waiting, young lady.
All right, I'm ready. What do you need?
Oh boy.
Hand over the medium-sized wrench, will ya? Not
Me-
the rusty one.
Medium-sized wrench. So this is a rusty one. This could be a medium-sized wrench. But that actually looks bigger than this one. It didn't say adjustable wrench. So let's go with the 11 wrench.
Now something to cut a wire and check the voltage.
Okay. Got a cutting pliers here. Long pliers. Generic pliers. That'd be the multimeter for the power. Now, cutting pliers or generic pliers? Probably cutting pliers, since he specifically said he wants to cut something. I'm not a car guy.
Okay, that part is handled.
Or a tool guy. So,
Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver.
regular pliers. Big Phillips screwdriver. So far, we're nailing it.
Now I need the key set, the mini wrench, and the other big screwdriver, not the one you gave me before.
Big fat screwdriver. What was
Can
it?
you repeat that?
Now I need the key set, the mini wrench, and the other big screwdriver, not the one you gave me before.
Key set.
Can you repeat that?
Just one
Now
more
I
time.
need the key set,
The mini
wrench,
wrench.
and the other big screwdriver, not the one you gave me.
So this is a 9, this is a 10, this is an 8, so this is the smallest, right?
That's finished. What's next?
Okay, we're still not done.
Hand over the rusty wrench, something to bash with, and the small flat screwdriver, will you?
Okay, rusty wrench, small flat screwdriver, and something to bash, so rubber mallet.
I got a 6-inch bolt here, a real oily little thing. First, I need something to clean it with, and then a tool to grip it properly.
Okay. Rag.
Can you repeat that?
I got a 6-inch bolt here, a real
Bolt.
oily little thing. First, I need something to clean it with, and then a tool to grip it properly.
Now, it could be this. This is tricky. Maybe the adjustable wrench, actually. 'Cause this is a 9.
Hand me the other type of screwdriver. Same size as the last one you gave me. Also, I need a wrench 2 sizes smaller than the last fixed-size wrench.
Okay. So, the small Phillips screwdriver. And last we gave him this one, right? The rusty one. So 2 sizes smaller would be this one.
I think that did it.
Ah!
Hit the ignition, lass.
Okay, hang on.
Praise the Lord.
We did it!
I prefer to go by Kathy, but thanks.
I didn't quite catch that, young lady.
Oh, never mind. Now I think I've deserved a little chat. You're Reverend Winters, right?
Indeed, Hugh Winters at your service. And who might you be?
The name is Rain, Kathy Rain. I'm a private investigator.
Oh, I see. Another one. Very well, ask your questions then.
Okay, so we unlocked the Reverend. Let's ask about the Soothsayer.
So, the reason I really came here was to ask about the Soothsayer.
Very well, go ahead.
Were you the one who found the murder victim?
His name was Ben. Remember that, and yes, I was. It was in the rectory, right here behind us.
Do you mind if I have a look inside?
Yes, I mind. It's my home. But the police already ransacked the place, and we had the whole room refurbished for the reconsecration.
I understand. Can you walk me through what happened that night, then?
Well, I came back late, after traveling. The front door was unlocked, which is unusual, but not overly alarming. I entered and kept quiet in case Ben was asleep, but it didn't take long for me to notice that his bedroom door was wide open. That's when my eye caught the shadow of his hanging body. I ran up to the doorway and saw him on full display, and, well, I froze from shock. It was immediately clear that there was nothing I could do. He wasn't moving. He wasn't making a sound, and his face was blue. The world didn't make sense until I got my bearings. Took a small step and heard the cracks of broken glass under my shoe. I saw the mirror shards, and I realized that he didn't do that to himself. Someone must have done it to him. I carefully backed out of the room, called the emergency services, and they arrived shortly thereafter.
Did you notice any other relevant details in the room?
No, like I said, I was in shock. My friend was dead, murdered. I needed to get the authorities there, and I had to go pray.
Understandable. Who do you think did this to Ben?
I don't know. But he had plans to meet someone that night. A lost soul, he said. I never inquired in detail, saw no need to ask more. Now I obviously wish I had.
Did Ben keep records of his meetings?
He did, but none were found. So I can only assume that the killer disposed of them.
Interesting.
Sounds likely. Was there anyone that he was seeing like this regularly?
I'm sure. I wouldn't know any specifics. I haven't been involved in that work lately.
Okay.
I see. Thanks.
That's something. You know anything about Deborah Sinclair?
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
Let's ask about the other victims.
Except for Ben, I don't know much about any of these murder victims.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, tell me more about Benedict Townsend.
If you don't mind me asking, what was Ben like as a person?
I'm glad you asked, because these days most people know him as Ben, the murder victim. Isn't it a tragedy how a man's life's work can be so utterly overshadowed by his final moments?
Tragic indeed. Perhaps you can help me get a more nuanced view?
I'll try. Ben was a good man, a good Christian, and he always managed to stay optimistic despite leading quite a difficult life.
Difficult how?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say. He wouldn't want me to share all of his secrets. But trust me, he carried great pain.
That might be the key to it, though.
Did he have any immediate family?
Maybe we can find out more.
No, and he never married. He had distant relatives out of state, but as far as I know, they were estranged.
Okay. Next of kin?
Never came into play. He had a written will and left everything to charity.
Got it. Thanks.
Interesting. Yeah, tell me more about this church.
Care to tell me about your church?
Well, the King of Kings is a Catholic church with roots nearly as old as the city itself. These days, we're a fairly small congregation, around 200 active parishioners.
I see. So, how long have you been a priest here?
Coming up on 30 years now.
That's quite a long time.
Oh, wow, that's a long time.
I suppose so, yes. But I've been nothing but content here until the murder, that is. Things will never be the same.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, You don't happen to know anything about scrying mirrors, right?
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Well, they're pagan instruments used for millennia. It would seem to me they have some ritualistic purpose for the Soothsayer.
That makes sense.
What makes you say that? Couldn't they just be a signature or a decoy even?
No, I was there. That room, it was a place of sacrifice. The view of my departed friend was a monstrous display. I shall never forget it.
Heard of the motel?
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
Never heard of it.
Ever heard of Pyre?
Have you ever heard of a drug called Pyre?
I haven't, no. Why would you ask that?
Drug tests have shown that the Soothsayer victims had Pyre in their bloodstream when they were killed.
That's preposterous. Ben wouldn't go near anything like that. He didn't even drink coffee.
Covertly drugged then, maybe? Or coerced?
Something along those lines. The Ben I knew would never voluntarily abuse narcotics.
Interesting. Heard of Hannah Verdue?
Do you know who Hannah Verdue is?
I don't know.
Club of Hearts,
Do you
maybe?
know the Club of Hearts?
It may come as a shock to you, but I'm not the clubbing type.
What about Rachel Wang?
Does the name Rachel Wang mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, my child.
Okay.
I don't want to show that to him.
I mean, let's ask about the surroundings.
Forgive my ignorance, but what is a rectory exactly?
Thank
A
you,
rectory
Kathy.
houses the living quarters for the serving pastor. Me, that is. And it also contains office space and guest rooms for other important members of the congregation.
Gotcha.
Care to tell me about your church?
Well, the King of Kings these days.
I see.
Come here.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
That's the same as the question we asked
I
him.
don't want to ask him about that. I don't want to ask. I'm glad we managed to resuscitate your old bird, even though I rarely tinker with anything that has more than 2 wheels.
Biker, born and bred, are you? I used to drive a Zenkai in my younger
Oh, wow,
days.
look at you.
Oh, no shit. That's neat. I don't want to ask him.
Hey.
You've got quite a nice plot here in the middle of the city.
I suppose so, yes. It wasn't that special when the church was founded, but the city grew quite quickly around it when the mining in this area took off.
That makes sense.
I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask.
Okay, I think that might be it then.
All right, that's all. I'll let you get back to the repairs.
Very well. Take care, young lady.
All right, looks like that's all I'll be able to learn about the deacon here today.
Okay, let's move on to the next location, which should be the burn victim. Catmobile. Okay. So this would be Constance Hill.
Here we are, Constance Hill. This better be worth the trip.
Let's see. Anything? Drain pipe?
What do you know? Nothing but grime. Oh, neat. I can see my office building from here.
Nice.
There's a fairly big mountain range up north. The city of Gleam in all its glory.
Let's see what we can find here. This seems to be the burn spot.
Nothing but some rudimentary makeshift seating. This must be it. This is where they found Jane Doe.
Let's have a closer look, I guess.
No obvious clues. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I guess there isn't much to find in this place. A fire pit for grilling food, but there's nothing but ashes inside. Looks like this place was a party spot.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't city concrete if it isn't covered in spray paint. Well, it ain't.
Let me take like
My
a picture.
Michiru instant camera. It's loaded. That doesn't need a photo. I don't want to waste.
Hey!
Oh!
You're not supposed to be here!
Okay.
It's a free country, nut job.
That was
Step
scary.
off before you get hurt.
Your face is all wrong! Take it off!
Oh no. Zap him!
Christ. Cassidy junkies never disappoint. I'm not getting near that nutcase again.
Okay, wow. Okay, guess we're done here. After getting assaulted.
Looks like this place.
Let's get out of here. Also, I don't think that you fall asleep after being tased, but fair enough. Let's get out of here. That scared me. Didn't expect a jump scare in this game. Let's go to the cabin. The most recent. Oh. Murder. The reading man. Let's look around first and then talk to him.
Howdy!
Oh.
Hey there, buddy.
Welcome, visitor. You may place your tribute to our lost legend, Deborah Sinclair, on this rock. To your right.
Oh. Great. I'll get on with that in a minute. Who are you?
Exactly.
Name's Randy Mulkins, president of the one and only SSS.
Oh.
SSS?
Sinclair Saga Squad, of course. From whence do you hail, fair lady?
Oh, I live over in the city. Cassidy.
Ha! I mean, which fan club do you belong to?
No fan.
Oh,
Debbie's Literary Gang, Sinclair Chronicles Society, Deb's Dynamic Devotees, Sinclair Aficionado Supreme, Dazzling Debbie's Chapter Chasers. Let's go with that.
Dazzling Debbie's Chapter Chasers. Of course.
Never heard of it. Must be local?
Yep. Yes, quite local.
Very
I'm
local.
Kathy, by the way. Kathy Rain.
Oh, that's a lovely name. It sounds like a character in a book.
Sure does.
Well, I certainly have days when I wish I was made up.
Whoa, that's deep.
Huh. Do you mind if I ask you a few things?
Always happy to talk to a fellow fan.
Okay. Do you know anything about the Soothsayer?
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
Only that he took a legendary author away from us.
Okay, well, I'm sure you know a lot about Deborah Sinclair.
So, let's talk about Deborah.
My favorite topic. Don't mind if we do.
Okay, so, her death. Do you know what happened?
So, her death. Do you know what happened?
Well, I follow the news like everybody else. I didn't think much of the killings. These things happen. But never in a million years would I expect poor Deb to become a victim.
So, do you know the sequence of events exactly?
Supposedly, some maniac came out here and stabbed her. Right in this cabin. No sign of a forced entry. So either the door was open, or she let him in.
Any idea of who would want to do that to her? Did she have any enemies?
No. Everybody loved Debbie. Whoever did this is a twisted, sick person.
We still have to consider the possibility that it was, one of us.
A fan? No way. I refuse to believe that.
Well, what about the fact that one of the victims was killed on the anniversary of Storm Chaser?
Yeah, that's an odd one. Not sure what to think, but in the end, only the killer knows why he chose that date.
Would anyone benefit from her death then? Some relative who would get the book royalties, maybe?
She had no close relatives, so I'm not sure who would be next in line. I'd be surprised if she had no written will, though. I bet most of that money will go to charity, benefiting Native Americans.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, it is very possible that the Soothsayer is directly connected to Deborah, but then again, it could also just be that the killer is just kind of giving hints of the next victim. And that is why that date was chosen. Do you know if Deborah was writing a new book when she died?
Do you know if Deborah was writing a new book when she died?
Oh, yes. Years in the making, enshrouded in mystery. Now we'll never get to read it.
Do you know what it was about?
I wish, but no. Deb was tight-lipped about that one. All she stated publicly is that it wasn't a sequel.
Okay. Have you ever met her in person?
Have you ever met Deborah in person?
Oh, for sure. A bunch of times. Only briefly, though. At fan gatherings, book signings, and things like that.
So, what's your favorite?
What's your favorite Deborah Sinclair book?
Oh, man. That depends on my mood. But I generally have a weak spot for her early experimental work, like Evermore and The Guidance.
Okay. You know anything about the other victims?
Do you know anything about Jane Doe, one of the Soothsayer victims?
Oh, I don't know anything about those other victims. Sorry.
Okay. You know anything about scrying mirrors?
Do you know anything about scrying mirrors?
Not really. I just heard that they were connected to the murders.
What about the King of Kings Catholic Church?
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
No siree. I'm a Buddhist.
Of course. Of course. What about Azure Sky
Have
Motel?
you heard of the Azure Sky Motel?
Azure Sky. Azure Sky. Nope.
Okay. Have you heard of Pyre?
Have you heard of a drug called Pyre?
Nope. Never heard of that.
What about Hannah Verdue?
Do you know who Hannah Verdue is?
Oh, sure.
Oh,
she's a leading
okay.
figure in the Cassidy poetry scene. I always try to drop by the Club of Hearts when I'm in town.
Ah, I see. Have you met
Yeah,
her?
finally someone
An
knows
average
something
guy
about
like
it.
Me? I wish. I've seen her from a distance in her club, but that's about it.
Okay. Can you tell me more about the Club of Hearts?
What's your opinion on the Club of Hearts?
Only that I love the place.
You don't happen to know Rachel
I don't
Wang.
need to ask him about that.
Let's look around.
I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask. I wonder if there's still any of Deborah's mail in there.
I doubt it. If there was, the cops must have taken it.
Probably.
So it would be pretty interesting to have a look inside the cabin, huh?
Oh, I have definitely entertained the thought. Who wouldn't want a closer look inside the famous cabin of Deborah Sinclair?
So why not? There's no one else here. I won't tell if you won't.
That's so? I'm not sure your intentions are pure. Maybe if I knew you were a true fan of Deborah Sinclair.
Oh boy.
Oh, but I am. I told you. I'm a longtime member of Dazzling Debbie's Chapter Chasers. You know, the old DDCC.
Uh-huh. Then I guess
Uh-oh.
you wouldn't mind answering
Here
a
we
few
go.
questions about our favorite author. Now, would ya?
Of course not. That would be
Let's see
easy
how
peasy for an avid fan like me.
well I can do.
I'm glad. Let me just dig out this old beaut for you then. Behold, The official SSS membership application form.
Oh boy.
A written quiz? Are you fucking serious?
You chicken. Yeah, I figured you were just a poser.
Oh, shut up and give me that thing.
There you are. Let me know when you're ready to hand it in.
Yeah. Here, I finished your stupid quiz.
You might want to try filling in the form before you hand it in. Just saying.
Okay, we will do that.
I don't want to ask. That's a nice flower pot over there.
Oh, yes. Deborah adored those.
Well, let's end our conversation for now.
I'll let you get back.
Don't be a stranger.
I guess I need to read up on Deborah. There's probably some useful information at the library.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Can we have a look at the quiz? In between installments of the Jenny Payne series, Deborah wrote 2 other books. What do those books have in common? What alternate pseudonym or pen name has Deborah Sinclair occasionally used? Hint: adoptive father. Deborah ghost wrote a chapter for a friend of hers in what novel? Complete Deborah's famous writer's block remedy. Gently daydreaming in a rocking hammock, surrounded by the smell of 1 and sipping on a glass of 2. So the smell is probably whatever flowers these are. Let's have a look around
People
here.
have come by to pay their respects to Deborah. A healthy lavender plant.
Lavender.
Smells nice.
That might be it.
Those must create some cozy ambiance at night. Shoot, the cops didn't leave the door open. Just my luck, huh? It's got a lock on it. Guess Deborah didn't want people snooping through her mail. Fuel for a heater or a fireplace. That little supply won't last long in the winter, but this place probably isn't set up for year-round occupancy.
Yeah, probably not. Okay.
Looks like he brought refreshments.
Yeah, he's in here for the long haul. Let's return to Cassidy. Maybe return to the library first, actually. See if we can fill out the form. Let's talk to the librarian again.
Hey there. Back again. Can I get some help?
Certainly.
Yeah, let's ask first the questions that we have here.
I don't want to ask him about that.
Okay.
Do you know who Hannah Verdue is?
As a matter of fact, I do. She owns the Club of
Okay.
Hearts, a poetry club. I don't know much else about her, though. She moves in high circles.
Can you tell me more about the Club of Hearts?
Have you binged the Club of Hearts?
Sure. Great place for word connoisseurs like myself.
Do you know Rachel Wayne?
I don't want to ask him about...
What about the
What do
quiz?
you make of this?
I know for certain that Deborah's adoptive father is Sebastian Willis Sinclair. I'm not sure how that relates to some kind of pseudonym, however. I can't shed much light on the other queries, but the computer at the end of the hall might be useful.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay. Let's see if we can
Thanks.
use
come back if I
the
have more
computer. Okay, let's first put in Deborah Sinclair. So this was 85, 89, 93. It was Storm Chaser. Huh. So she wrote Storm Chaser in between. That's it? So definitely Storm Chaser. What about if we put in Sinclair, or actually Willis Sinclair? Willis Sinclair. Sebastian Willis Sinclair. That's her father. At the end of World War II, Captain Alice Harrow, saltpeter. So maybe either Harrow or saltpeter. Harrow, saltpeter. Scottish Highlands, saltpeter works, Alice Harrow. What about Ellis, maybe? No results. Alice Harlow, saltpeter, Sebastian. What, maybe just Willis? D. Willis. That might be the pseudonym. So let's put that in. Deborah Sinclair. So D. Willis. Then in between the Song of the Giant Parent, two other books. What do these books have in common? So D. Willis, when did that come out? Beyond the Sunset, 94. 08-10, 94. 94. That was after that. So definitely Storm Chaser. Author Deborah Sinclair, Stephen Collins. Unbound. That is the autobiography. Huh. Can we... Deborah goes through a chapter for a friend of hers in what novel? That is a good question. Bound. This is probably what we... Longtime friend and colleague Stephen Collins, so maybe... And then the Mauve Affair. Stephen Collins' award-winning depiction of a botched bank robbery told by a group of unreliable narrators. And this captivating story about a bank robber, a nurse held hostage, journalist, and a hostage negotiator. Collins masterfully weaves his twists and turns, always keeping the reader in its seat, at the edge of their seat. Though never officially confirmed, the Mauve Affair has been rumored to contain ghostwritten chapters by several other authors. So, was it the Mauve Affair? Did I write that correctly? Just the Mauve Affair. Okay. So got that. So how do we get a book?
If I need a book, I should use the...
Yeah, I do need a book. I need Unbound. I cannot... Okay. So, in between installments of the Jenny Payne series. So I think this is, one of them is Smell of Lavender. Jenny Payne. This is still, for some reason, baffling me. Oh, Afflicted, there. Fiona Thunderheart, a native... I don't know why I didn't see that before. Oh. Weird. Yeah, so Afflicted and Storm Chaser. Fiona Thunderheart, a Native American tribeswoman and daughter of the chief, and then Storm Chaser. So... the common thread would be Native American. Native Americans. Now, a sip of what though? That is the big question. How would we find that out?
A bunch of maggots.
Any further input there?
What do you make of...
I know I can't shed...
Got it.
Okay. Let's return. Maybe we can find a clue there. So she hangs out in her hammock.
Looks like he... Hey, Randy?
Yep.
I see you brought drinks.
Yep. Perfect weather for some iced tea.
Maybe that's what she likes.
I'll let you get...
Because a freak like him, creep, he would drink the same thing, right? Well, iced tea.
Here, I finished your stupid quiz.
Exactly.
Close, but no cigar. You've got one error in here. Iced tea, huh? That's an easy guess. You'll have to be more specific. Well, better luck next time, Missy. Keep the form if you want to retake the test.
More specific than iced tea.
Chirp free.
How am I supposed to know that? Can we look through the window, maybe?
I can't see much from out here.
Okay. Okay, that's the only... What would it be? Let's read those again. Kind of quickly reading over those. Yapon tea, that's what it was. Not sure what that is, but... Let's try that again.
Here, I finished your...
I'll be damned.
There you go.
Told you.
Told you.
Now, how can we get that door open?
Well, a spare key could be around here somewhere.
Yeah, any idea of where Debbie could have put it?
You know, this makes me think of Thorns of the Wild. When Johnny was trying to enter Miss Goodman's house, the key wasn't just put in a flower pot, it was buried in the dirt.
Well, it can't hurt to try.
Sure. No, let's try it out. And we can move the flower pot.
Moment of truth. Score.
Nice. Got the key.
Shoot.
Oh. Obviously, we want to use the key. Let's go inside. Ooh. Okay. I think this is a good time to take a break, and next time we will investigate Deborah Sinclair's cabin and really get the closest look at a crime scene that we have so far, undisturbed for the most part. So hopefully this goes well. Very excited to see what we find out. Thank you all for watching today's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a like, maybe leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, and share the video with all the people on the internet. That would be much appreciated, and it will bring you more content in the future. I will be back with more Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer very soon. Until then, have a great time.